of the moment review of the 2016 Ford Ranger. 3.2 liter engine, 4-wheel drive, XLT model. I mean, it's no wild truck, but it still gets the job done quite well.
This episode is sponsored by Carhood. Save over 65,000 shillings by importing your car and having it delivered in 6 weeks. You also get a 70-point inspection and a 6-month warranty on engine and gearbox issues.
That really stands out with this particular car is when I had asked a dealer about his opinion on a Ford Ranger for a family car. You see, for my wife and I, one of our dream cars is having a wild truck, and I was always thinking, how would the experience be with kids in the back or having her in the back? Honestly, this is a car for the engineers. That's me quoting the dealer. A Ford Ranger, it's really a work car. It's not a car that you would take it out on a day-to-day. It's the sort of car that when you've got your crew, your work crew, you've got your work crew and you need to go out to work, carry them in, you get the double cab. If it's just you and your tools and one of your co-worker, you get the single cab. Is it powerful? Most definitely yes. Is it great off-road? Most definitely yes, and so much fun. Is it great on regular roads? Nope. I'd say if you want to get a car that is good for just normal flat surfaces, go for a sedan or go for something else. But definitely not this Ford Ranger. One of the things I feel that off-road these cars are really great with is they've got great traction. Switching from 2H to 4H, it's a smooth experience. You don't have to stop. Best thing about it, you don't have to stop when switching from 2H to 4H. When you're on 2H and you're on the rough roads, you get the traction light flickering on and off. But when you switch up to 4H, it's really completely smooth. How is it when it comes to acceleration and top speed? The speedo tops out at 200 kilometers per hour. When it comes to the 0 to 100 from a guy who's coming in from a Mitsubishi Colt, it's fairly decent. I can tell the way it works the traction on dirt roads. It is pretty good. When we are talking about now the hard tarmac, power is there, but I'm just not feeling that acceleration. Maybe it's because I haven't tested as many double cabs. That's why I can't really nail down how powerful this is. But it is pretty good. It's pretty fun. Other features, this one does not have a map integrated into it, so there's no map option. Bluetooth, pretty decent. There is a CD player, but when's the last time you actually saw a CD? The digital dash colors are great. Only question I do have is who designed the rev counter? The font seems so off. The speedometer, that's clean. That's awesome. Other things, you've got your trip meter works properly, controlling it on the steering wheel. You can get to control the right screen of your digital dash. You can choose how you want it to look like. The left side of the digital dash, that's your option of choosing the radio stations, or if you connected your phone via Bluetooth, you can get to go through your address book just to make calls based on recent, which is a big plus on it. Lights, European style, got the lights on the side. Storage space, quite decent. Tiny space for the sunglasses up here, slot at the bottom for you to place your phone, USB port, one USB port, you have an SD card port, you have your line in for your auxiliary jack. I believe back there also there's an auxiliary jack port. You've got three 12 volts, two in front, one in the back, and over here on the side you get a two-stage center storage. You've got the one which is quite light, and then you've got two which is really deep, really great. In the middle you do have your cup holders, not super massive in case you've got the big bottles. The door storage, they could have done a bit better. This feels like it holds well half a liter, but if you've got like the big 2 liter or something bigger than 1 liter, I don't feel like it works well. The back storage, I have not used it, so I cannot say much about the boot. I love the booty when it comes to the cars, but this one I've not really tried it. I'm sorry, but this booty is, I'm not a big fan of these kinds of boots. Yes, it is a big boot, it is big storage, it's thousands of liters, but for me to access all the way to the far back part of it, I have to climb in and grab the stuff. That's not what I'm signing up for when I have a family and I've got things in the back. It will be a lot more easier when you just pop open the boot and it's right there for you. Option 1. Option 2 is you just fold down the seats and you've got quick access to the items. On to other things. Aircon, I love the aircon. The voice control, actually you can be able to do it for the aircon. Let me show you.
Please say a command.
Climate control on.
Climate on.
The voice controls, they work. They aren't as good as Hey Google or Siri, but they do the job quite well. You've got multiple phones that you can also connect in, which is pretty nice. Past there, another storage you've got on top of the dash. You have a storage over there. You can put a small phone or papers, receipts when you need to check them in. Passenger door storage, same as the driver, same as the rear passengers as well. Now moving on to the back, I haven't sat so much in this one, just like one time. There's something where they did with that section. It's like they wanted to put in another tiny storage, but they decided halfway through you don't really need it. They need to check that out. You do get ISOFIX. Traffic announcement with this music. When it comes to the seating experience, it is not great if you are looking for something with luxury. It is not good. I'm just gonna be honest. If you're looking for rear seat luxury, go for the Ford Everest. That is basically like the Fortuner to the Hilux or the MUX to the D-Max. That is if you're looking for rear seating comfort. One other thing is on some online reviews, people mentioned ideally if you're going for a car that you're going to be storing things at the back, the tonneau, I think that's how you say it, the tonneau.
Tonneau. Tonneau.
It is not quite the safest option. Just to also get additional advantage when it comes to your storage space, they do recommend you get something with a top-down cover. You get a different type of a hardtop cover just to be a lot more. Okay, hold on. We're gonna. In terms of the other features of the car, you do get some interesting lighting options. You get height adjustment lights, fog lights. One other thing about the fog lights is there's a button that gets to turn on the rear lights to keep them on, so you don't have to really step on the brakes to have them on. Pretty decent. Brightness is fairly good. Tested them out. Unfortunately, the video and photo that I took, they just can't do justice to how bright they are. Speaker system, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm seeing 6 speakers, maybe there are more. It is not the fairest of them all, but it checks the box. There is cruise control. You get that option in this model unit. I don't think the base model has that option for the Ford Ranger 2016 model. You can also limit your speeds however you wish to do. There is a rear view camera in place. Fuel consumption, let's see. Based on my trip, I've traveled roughly 514 kilometers. I've averaged about 9 kilometers per liter. Previous guy spent about 8.5 kilometers per liter. So this is a combination of both urban highway as well as off-road. When I was going, I did hit about 11 kilometers per liter, and we are talking about Mombasa Road. I believe that's decent mileage for a car this big and with that much fuel consumption. According to this, best fuel economy was roughly around that 11 kilometers per liter. Driver assist features. The higher the trim you go in the Ford Ranger line, one of the main things that they do add in is more safety features. A trailer sway, you have a rear park pilot, cruise control, something that I saw was in other models. There is also a front collision sensor. I don't think I've ever seen a Ranger with a sunroof for that level of luxury. Oh, something else that's really good about the driver's seat. The chairs, they're not electronic, they're all manual, but here's one of the good parts. You do get lumbar support on the side. So if you have got one of those long drives and your back is aching and you're like, I need a break, you get the lumbar support, baby. Other features you do get with the car include power mirrors, traction control, downhill descent as well. So some of the things I do love about this car, it's a bit high, it takes a bit of a while to adjust into the height. If you get one of those Rangers that have a massive bonnet, it's going to be a bit of an obstruction. Don't like it. This is the sort of car that you have to grab onto something just to climb on it. So those Kenyan bumps of 6 inches, forget about it. This is way taller. Decent entertainment unit. It's running on Sync 3. For this 2016 unit, the Sync 3 does not have Android Auto. It does not have Apple CarPlay, just straight up Bluetooth. But the navigation experience with it is pretty decent. Something else I do love about the entertainment unit, the infotainment unit, it's the fact that when you've got the aircon running up on loud and you get a phone call coming in, it actually slows down. Like the aircon knows that it is pretty loud and it goes quiet. Here are a couple of things that I don't quite love about the car. For one, as I mentioned, great when it comes to off-road, but on the main roads, yeah, I'm not really feeling it quite as much. Suspension, it is great, it does have great suspension, but on the road I feel like you can be able to get better cars when they're not trucks, they're not buckets. Something else I don't like, there is something about, maybe it's this particular car, but when I'm going at high speeds, there's sort of like a whistling sound that comes in between the A-pillar and the door. It does the same thing when the windows are down. It's got that weird sound that comes from it. Got kids and you want them to have to enjoy sitting at the back. Nah, this really doesn't really cut it. Unless you're out in the farm and you don't have another option, try looking at maybe a Land Cruiser. Oh wait, that's even worse according to one of my friends. It's just not designed for families. You do get ISOFIX in the back seat to fit in babies. Legroom is a bit limited, it's a bit cramped, but it still does work out for them. That is from my early experiences.